Well, I'm with Alan Shea here. This is just after the announcement, the reading of the letter from the Chief Constable on Saturday, the Manx Museum, by Claire Barber, with her Isle Pride hat on. You have released a statement, you and Hazel. Mm-hmm. You've drawn a line under it.
Yes, what it is, it's basically what we decided to do was, many years ago, we started the campaign to legalise homosexuality, sex on the Isle of Man, also by me wearing that concentration camp uniform, to highlight the persecution of the gays from the police, the harassment, many suicides on the island as well. And we've always thought of being in contact with the family, one of the family members. So we were invited to this event done by the Isle of Pride yesterday at the Manx Museum. And we've always said that once the family member who was present at this, who lost their child, will give us the nod, will give me the nod, that the family would accept the apology, and that we would call it a day. And they have accepted the apology, and it's time. We got a little kiss on the cheek, and it said it's time to move on, and we are moving on now because people out there are bitching about this apology. But I'm very sorry. The apology was always meant for the families who lost their children. What people don't understand, these people lost their children. We're still alive, you know? And it upsets me that they're bitching about it. And I think people should take a step back here and think, these were mothers, they were fathers, and they lost their child and lost their children. And the police, Gary Roberts, has given us this apology. You know, it may be 5 pages long, but I accept this apology. Other gays I was with last night, we were all out and discussed it, they accept this apology. So, in my view, it's now over, and basically, it's time for me to move on, and the families are going to move on now.
Okay, but I just want to drill into it a bit, because obviously, would you rather he stood there at a podium at an event and did a public thing himself?
It would have been better if there would have been a police officer in uniform, an actual police officer, dressed a deputy or a sergeant, reading out. It would have put some more weight behind it.
But he would be the one to read it, really, wouldn't he?
But he was away, we believe.
Oh, okay.
So basically we thought, because he was away, they could have at least got some form of a police officer in a uniform, which would give it more weight to it. But, you know, it's done, it's accepted. I've got a copy of it here, and I've accepted it, so it's...
I mean, 5 pages to say sorry, I suppose, am I being too...
I'm sure he had to justify what he was doing. It was 5 pages. Yeah. It could have been done on 1, but it was his day. I mean, I've had my day screaming and shouting and throwing abuse at them all the time, all these years. I mean, it's a long time of campaign I've done for this apology. And people remember, it's me that was doing this, and all the ones that are bitching about it now didn't help me fight for this apology. I put myself out there. I'm the one that is receiving the abuse in private messages on the internet. I mean, you know, it's like the old dog days, the bigots are all out there still. And you get all these little threats on Facebook through messages and whatever. And they're not getting it, I'm getting this, and it's my life. And I mean, I've had a stroke. I don't need any more stress. And yesterday, when the family accepted the apology, I mean, I was there yesterday, and my monitor on my thing was going through the roof. My blood pressure was going through the roof, and so I had to back off a bit and chill out a bit because, you know, I don't want another attack. So. But my view is, I fought for this. Stop bitching on the internet. The Chief Constable has done, to me, an honourable thing, and I'm very grateful he's done it. The family are grateful he's done it. Let's end this and let's stop the bitchiness now. Let's get on with it.
But just put in context, you have to remember that Gary Roberts was one of the junior, albeit, policeman that was sort of around at the time. And so he isn't just taking this over and doing one of those apologies. Like the Chief Minister made an apology, but it didn't affect him at the time. You know, this is somebody that actually was in the force who has seen the insides of the proceedings.
He was a junior officer obeying orders from...
and that's what he keeps saying.
From Robin Oak.
Yeah.
He was a religious nut. What can you say about that? You know, he was ordered to sit outside my house. He was a junior officer at the time. You know, all I've been asking for is a simple apology, and he's given me it now. And
But it has taken some time. I mean, we've had this conversation numerous times, and you were asking him for it, and it wasn't come forthcoming.
I know he said so 2 or 3 years ago, he said he would never apologise. Obviously, something's happened. Obviously, I believe there's maybe some LGBT police officers think that needs to be said for things to move on. And if that's the case, then it's moved on from 5:30 last night. You know, I'm not going to rip the police apart anymore. I've accepted them. I will gladly greet them if they greet me back. And I just hope that Pride this year, that the police will be a bit more friendly than they were last year, because there was a few problems last year, which I witnessed.
Sorry, the police problems?
Well, there was someone that tried to get a photograph taken with a police officer, and the police officer said, no, go away. So I'm hoping that this year that attitude will have disappeared. Yeah. And I'm hoping that whoever police officers the Chief Constable do put on the Pride Parade, that they're going to be a bit more friendlier than they were last year.
Interesting. And didn't they have a lot of handbags stolen, which is ironic?
But there were a lot of handbags stolen, yeah. So you know, but I mean, I stay away from the police. You know, I've still got this mistrust about the police, but I will be courteous with them. I would say hello to them now. You know, I'm not going to be rude to them. So.
Okay. What about the symbolic moment, you know, on the camera, you and Mr. Roberts shaking hands on that?
I would absolutely gladly say to Gary Roberts, I would shake his hand and I will thank him for what he's done now. This is, you know, a lot of people think that I'm a pain in the neck. I did this not for myself, for the families. The family accepted the apology yesterday, and it's now time to move on. It's now, our quail done is one, the Chief Constable's done is. It's over. We've got to accept it's over. It's not about us. It's not about me or all the ones that I want to bitch on the net. It's all about the families who lost their children. He's given us an apology of sorts. We accept it. We're not going to get a better deal than this. So I'm accepting it. And I don't care what anyone says. I will now defend the Chief Constable's apology, no matter what.